What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the JuiceBox, presented by Lock City. It's Wighty here today. Happy Saturday. Hope everyone's having a good start to the weekend. Today we have episode 136 of the JuiceBox, which is going to be everything that you need to know for today's Saturday, July 19th MLB Slate, including, of course, our best picks from each game and our JuiceBox Lock of the day. Yesterday we took care of business with the over 8.5 run total in the Padres and Nats game. I'm not going to lie to y'all, obviously super sweaty. Those of you that were tailing along can obviously attest to that. We ended up cashing really late into the game, but nonetheless, that 7-2 Padres scoreline helped us secure the bread on that one. So we are now 61-40-1 overall, up a total of 45.26 units, or $4,526 for you fellow $100 bettors. We also had some really nice reads from the pod here yesterday that I parlayed into a channel play. We ended up cashing out early on that one. We had the White Sox. We had the over 8.5 total. We had who else was on that one? Tigers and somebody else. We ended up cashing out early on it. We took $745 from what would have been a $1,800 total. As soon as the Tigers took Reese Olson out of the game, you know things are going to get a little bit sketchy with that Tigers bullpen, so we ended up taking the cash there. It was a great call because the Tigers ended up losing 2-0, so we still secured big profit on a play that would have otherwise gone sideways. We also have UFC 318 tonight, and we have a podcast dedicated to tonight's main card out since Tuesday on all platforms, on our YouTube, our X account, our Spotify, so on and so forth. Don't forget to unlock all of our extra content. You can, of course, join our premium tier Discord at whop.com/LockCity. That's WHOP.com/LockCity for only $5 a month. That breaks down to 16 cents a day and gets you access to every cheat sheet every day across all active major sports, access to premium picks from all 9 of our pro cappers, and tons of other sport-specific and stat-specific data points on a daily basis to help you become a better sports bettor. Alrighty, let's hop into today's slate. We won't do too much of a review of yesterday. Y'all obviously know what went down. Today, games don't start until 3:07 p.m. Eastern time, which is a little bit weird for a Saturday, but I kind of dig it. Gives us a lot of time here. Games are still a good 8 hours away from the time of recording. First game of the day, the Seoul game at 3 o'clock, actually. From there forward, we then hop into the 4 o'clock games. But this first one's going to be the Giants and the Blue Jays at Rogers Centre in Toronto, Ontario. The Giants are going to be sending Logan Webb to the mound. He's a right-handed pitcher, 9-6 overall record with a 2.94 ERA and a 1.17 WHIP. He's having a great year. Eric Lauer gets the start for the Blue Jays. Also has been looking good. He's 4-2 with a 2.78 ERA and a 1.04 WHIP. The Blue Jays won the game last night by a score of 4-0 over the Giants. We had the Blue Jays as our max play of the day in the server. We also took the Blue Jays minus 1.5 on a couple of parlays, both of which cashed. But we played it safe. We took the money line for the max play of the day in the server. Also cashed. Blue Jays looked good yesterday. I know it's Logan Webb on the mound, but I kind of trust the Blue Jays here, man. The Blue Jays are 33-16 at home. They've been looking good at home. They're a hot team. They're leading the AL East. They're now 3 games up on the Yankees. Give me the Blue Jays here to continue and get another win. What's going to be a tough win? I mean, Logan Webb's a great pitcher. Giants are a good team. Give me the Blue Jays here, though. Even money, plus 100 for the first game of the day. Next one up is going to be the Reds and the Mets, Citi Field, Queens, New York. Cincinnati Reds are going to be starting Nick Martinez, right-handed pitcher. He's 7-9 with a 4.78 ERA and a 1.21 WHIP. Clay Holmes gets a start for the Mets. Clay Holmes is 8-4 on the year, also a right-handed pitcher with a 3.31 ERA and a 1.26 WHIP. The Reds won the game yesterday. I thought that was a game that the Mets had a good opportunity to win, but nonetheless, the Reds pulled away in that one and won by a score of 8-4. They were up 8-2 at one point, I believe. Mets, nonetheless, 33-15 at home. I think this is a good bounce-back spot for them. When I recorded the podcast on Thursday for yesterday, I still thought it was Clay Holmes that was going to start yesterday's game. Clay Holmes got bumped to today. As such, obviously loved the Mets in today's spot. I liked Holmes when it was against Lodolo. I like Holmes even more against Martinez. Give me the Mets here, minus 180 on the money line, in what I think is a safe parlay piece and a nice little bounce-back spot for them today. Next one up is going to be the Royals and the Marlins, Lone Depot Park, Miami, Florida. This one was exciting yesterday. Stowers hit a walk-off home run to bring the Marlins to an 8-7 win in extra innings over the Royals. Today, the Royals have Mike Wacha headed to the mound, right-handed pitcher. He's 4-9 with a 3.74 ERA and a 1.27 WHIP. It's Cal Quantrill Day for the Miami Marlins. He's 3-8 with a 5.62 ERA and a 1.44 WHIP. When we're looking at Cal Quantrill in terms of his splits, not great anywhere. Away from home, he's got an ERA of 6, but at home, he's still got an ERA of nearly 5, and opposing batters are hitting .303 against Cal Quantrill at home this season. Mike Wacha, obviously a little bit more reliable. However, on the road this year, he is 2-5 with an ERA of 4.89. Opposing batters hitting .269 off of Mike Wacha. Give me the over in this one. I'm going to take the over 8.5 minus 110. Both of these guys have the potential to get bombed. I don't doubt that Cal Quantrill will get bombed. Mike Wacha hasn't looked great on the road this year. The Marlins have been able to string together a good amount of wins here with a good amount of runs in the process. They beat Baltimore. They're on a 3-game win streak. They beat Baltimore 6-0. They beat Baltimore 11-1 going into the All-Star break, and then they just beat Kansas City 8-7. So they put up 25 total runs across their last 3 games. The offense has been flowing. Give me the over 8.5 in this one for the Marlins and the Royals. Next one up going to be 6:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Angels and the Phillies, Citizens Bank Park, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Angels are giving Yusei Kikuchi the start. Left-handed pitcher, 4-6 with an ERA of 3.11 and a 1.37 WHIP. Taijuan Walker, right-handed pitcher, gets a start for the Phils. He's 3-5 with a 3.55 ERA and a 1.30 WHIP. In yesterday's ballgame, the Angels upset the Phillies by a score of 6-5. I kind of like them to keep it close again here today. Yusei Kikuchi, when we're looking at his splits here, if my ESPN would load the page, he's not bad regardless of where he is. Yeah, we're going to have some internet issues. So I can't get exact stats for you this precise moment. But he's got a good ERA on the road, nonetheless, was the point that I was going to get to here. And now we're having all sorts. Okay, here we go. We're back. All right. Yusei Kikuchi on the road, slightly better than he is at home. Taijuan Walker, I don't know if I trust him anywhere. The Phillies, I do feel good about them. I mean, they're 30-17 overall at home, but they did drop that game yesterday. They lost the series to San Diego. The Angels' offense has been a little bit better here. I am inclined to go Phillies. Let's go Phillies on the money line. I feel pretty safe about that one. I feel good just taking the Phils on the money line, and we'll move on to the next one. 135. Okay. Next one up is going to be White Sox and the Pirates, 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time, PNC Park, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Alrighty, the White Sox giving Adrian Houser the start for this one. Right-handed pitcher is 5-2, looking great this year. 1.56 ERA and a 1.13 WHIP. Mike Burrows gets a start for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pittsburgh Pirates, not great at all, obviously. Neither are the White Sox, but Pittsburgh Pirates, Mike Burrows, right-handed pitcher, is 1-3 with a 4.83 ERA and a 1.46 WHIP. Pittsburgh is 39-59 overall. Chicago is 33-65 overall. Chicago on the road loses 75% of their road games. They're 12-36 on the road, but they thumped the Pirates yesterday, which we called out on the podcast for those of you that listened. They thumped the Pirates yesterday by a score of 10-1. I kind of like the White Sox here again today. Only reason being, so like they didn't send anybody really to the All-Star game, except I think like Shane Smith went there. But that was it. And then Pittsburgh, they just really had like O'Neal Cruz, but they're slumping. Their offense isn't capable of doing anything really. Over their last 5, they're 1-4. They lost 10-1. They lost 12-4. They lost 2-1. They won 2-1, and they lost 4-3. The White Sox have at least been putting up runs. They won 10-1 against Pittsburgh. They lost 6-5 to Cleveland. They won 5-4 against Cleveland. They lost 4-2. They lost 6-2. But at least in the last couple of games, they've been able to generate a little bit more offense here. I trust Adrian Houser a lot more than I trust Mike Burrows on the mound. Adrian Houser overall has that ERA of 1.56. at home, he's 4-0 with a .69 ERA, but even on the road, he's 1-2, which his record, it's just because he's on the White Sox. But his ERA is only 2.27, and he's holding batters to a 2.37 on the road, a 2.16 at home. Hauser's having a good start to his year here. Give me the White Sox. Upset spot plus 115 again to beat the Pirates. I have no faith in the Pirates. Next one up is going to be the Padres and the Nationals, 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time, Nationals Park, Washington, D.C. Padres are giving Yu Darvish the start. Yu Darvish is 0-1 with a 6.48 ERA and a 1.68 whip. He's only gone 8 innings so far this year, but in those 8 innings, he has already walked 6 batters and he's given up 8 hits. He hasn't looked great. Mitch Parker, left-handed pitcher, gets a start for the Nats. Mitch Parker's 5-10 with an ERA of 5.12 and a 1.42 whip. He's obviously been out there a lot more this year. He's already gone 102 innings, but in those 102 innings, he's given up 105 hits. This, to me, feels like another over game. I don't have odds for this on Bet365 for whatever reason. Oh, here we go. Over 9. Minus 105. I dig it. Give me the over 9 minus 105 for San Diego, Washington. I think they're able to generate offense a little bit earlier on, both of these teams, than we saw yesterday. I don't think it'll be nearly as sweaty. Give me the over 9. Next one up is going to be the Orioles and the Rays. George Steinbrenner Field, Tampa, Florida, 7:05 p.m. Eastern Time. The O's are sending Dean Kremer to the mound. Right-handed pitcher. He's 8-7 with a 4.24 ERA and a 1.27 whip. Zach Littell, also a righty, gets to start for the Rays. He's also 8-7, ERA of 3.56 and a 1.08 whip. I got to go Tampa here. Tampa won yesterday by a score of 11-1. Tampa's up in the season series, 3-2 on the Orioles. Obviously, this is a little bit of a rivalry game. These teams are in the same division, the AL East. Rays, now that they've been at home for both of these series, but now that they're back at home after the All-Star break, their offense is a little bit more rejuvenated. 51-47 overall. Both of these teams are fighting at the bottom of what is a very strong American League East division. Get me the Rays. I know the Rays are 1-4 in their last 5, but they're 1-0 since the All-Star break. Give me the Rays here. I'm going to take minus 125 on the money line. Don't feel like exceptional about it, but I lean Rays. Next one up, also 7:05 p.m. Eastern Time, is going to be the Tigers and the Rangers down at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. Tigers are giving Keter Montero the start. 4-1 with a 4.02 ERA and a 1.37 whip. Kumar Rocker, bless their hearts, headed out there for the Rangers. Right-handed pitcher, 3-4 with a 6.39 ERA and a 1.50 whip. Kumar Rocker has been getting rocked. At home, though, he's looked pretty good. When Kumar Rocker is away from home, he's got an ERA like 10. 9.91 specifically. He's 1-4 away from home with a 3.54 opposing batting average. At home, though, he's looked better. He's got an ERA of only 2.35, where he's 2-0, and batters are only hitting 218 off of him. So he's much more comfortable at home at Globe Life. When we're looking at Keter Montero in terms of splits, he's about the same, but at home, he gets a lot more run backing. So at home, he's 3-0 with a 3.89. Away from home, he's marginally worse on the ERA side of things at a 4.24. 1-1 record, gets a little bit less run support, but very noteworthy. Batters are hitting 308 off of Keter Montero when he's on the road. Unfortunately for my Tigers here, I got to lean with the Rangers on this one. I know it's Kumar Rocker, looks horrible at first glance, but at home he's looked better. The Rangers, even though they're 500 overall, they are 27-19 at home. Unfortunately, give me the Rangers in this one, minus 115 on the money line. What's probably even safer as like a parlay piece is Rangers plus 1.5 on the run line. So if they lose by a run, you're still good. Rangers plus 1.5 is minus 175. I think that's a super safe parlay piece. Next one up is going to be the Athletics and the Guardians, 7:10 p.m. Eastern Time, Progressive Field, Cleveland, Ohio. The Athletics are starting Luis Severino. He's 2-11 with a 5.16 ERA and a 1.41 whip. I didn't realize he was 2-11. That's crazy. And Logan Allen, 6-7 with a 4.00 ERA and a 1.37 whip. Luis Severino has been a lot better away from home than he's been at home this season. When he's at home, He's 0-9 with an ERA of nearly 7, and batters are hitting 302 off him. However, when he's on the road, that ERA is less than half of what he's seen at home so far this season. He's got an ERA of only 3.04 away from home. He's 2-2 on the road, and batters are only hitting 219 off of him compared to 302 at home. When we're looking at Logan Allen, he's a lefty, obviously. In terms of his splits, it's about the same. 3.94 ERA at home, 4.06 away from home. Batters are hitting 249 off of him at home, 255 away from home. Honestly, very, very similar. He is 3-5 overall at home over the course of 45.2 innings. We've seen him give up 43 hits for 20 earned runs. This is a tough one here, to be honest with you. Nothing I really love. The Guardians won the game yesterday, but Oakland was able to generate a good amount of offense. Give me Oakland plus 1.5 as a best bet here, minus 175. I think I don't trust Severino, but I think I trust him more than I trust Logan Allen. I'm inclined to say Athletics on the money line plus 115, but I think the plus 1.5, similarly to what we did in the last game, is going to be safer here. Give me Athletics plus 1.5 at minus 175. Sliding downward, we're going to head to the Yankees and the Braves. We're into the 7 o'clock games. It's like 6th last in the night. Obviously, we got a full slate of games, so this is probably the 10th-ish one on the slate. Down in Truist Park in Atlanta, where they just held all-star festivities earlier this week. We got the Yanks and the Braves. Will Warren gets a start for the Yanks, right-handed pitcher, 6-5, 4.63 ERA, 1.42 WHIP. Joey Wentz gets the start for the Braves. Bless the Braves. He's 2-1 with a 6.32 ERA and a 1.70 WHIP. It's going to be Yankees all day. I don't really understand. Well, I do because the Braves won 7-3 yesterday and whatever. But the Yankees at minus 125, I think that's a really good spot for them. I know they're on a 3-game losing streak, but they need to make up some ground here in the AL East. They're slipping by in Toronto. I think this is a great opportunity for them to be able to do so against a subpar Atlanta team, 10 games below 500. Give me the Yankees here on the money line, minus 125. Next one up, going to be the Red Sox and the Cubs, 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time, Wrigley Field, Chicago, Illinois. This one here, we got Brian Bello getting the start for the Red Sox. He's a right-handed pitcher, 6-3 with a 3.14 ERA and a 1.28 WHIP. Shota Imanaga gets the start for the Cubs. He's 6-3 with a 2.65 ERA and a 0.93 WHIP. Shota Imanaga obviously having a great year. Red Sox also been super streaky as of recently. They were on a 10-game win streak. They lost last night to the Cubs, or yesterday, depending on what you want to call it, late afternoon, by a score of 4-1. The Cubs have now won 4 of their last 5. They beat the Yankees in a series. They took this first game from Boston coming out of the All-Star break. I think they have a pitching advantage here again today, and it helps, obviously, that they're at Wrigley. So give me the Cubs here on the money line, minus 155. I trust Shota Imanaga, 31-16 at home. I also like the Cubs over the first 5 innings here if you want to not rely on their bullpen, but I think they get the job done on the money line, minus 155. I feel good about that. That is going to be MLB best bets unless I change my mind. Next one up, also 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time, is going to be the Cardinals and the Diamondbacks, Chase Field, Phoenix, Arizona. Sonny Gray gets the start for the Cardinals. Sonny Gray is a right-handed pitcher, 9-3 overall this year with a 3.50 ERA and a 1.08 WHIP. Ryan Nelson gets a start for the D-backs, also a right-handed pitcher. He's 5-2 overall this season with a 3.68 ERA, and a 1.08 WHIP. Both these guys not bad. It's hard for me to trust Arizona here because they have a lot of guys that are kind of on the trade block. They're looking at maybe rebuilding here, or restructuring. I shouldn't say rebuilding. They're still a competitive team. Eugenio Suarez, obviously 31 home runs, one of the big names that they have on the trade block here. I think St. Louis obviously has the better pitcher to start. I don't know how I feel about the entire game, but I do know how I feel about the first half of the game, and that is the St. Louis Cardinals, first 5 innings on the money line at around minus 130. I do feel good about that. I trust Sonny more than I trust Ryan Nelson. I don't really trust the D-backs going into the trade deadline. We'll see how I feel about them after, but right now I feel like there's a little bit of instability. Ketel Marte just got taken out of the lineup as well because his house got burglarized, unfortunately, over All-Star week there, so they're in a little bit of a shaky spot. Give me the Cardinals first 5 minus 130. Next one up, 8:10 p.m. Eastern Time, going to be the Twins and the Rockies, Coors Field, Denver, Colorado. Minnesota Twins are starting Zebby Matthews, right-handed pitcher, 1-1 with a 5.21 ERA and a 1.47 WHIP. Antonio Senzatella gets the start for the Rockies. Senzatella is 3-13 this season with a 6.60 ERA and a 1.89 WHIP. Not a great year for Antonio Senzatella, obviously. I kind of like the over 11.5. I know that's a ton of runs, but yesterday we saw 10. So yesterday went 6-4 Rockies. I did like the over 10.5 yesterday, so we got hooked there. Zebby Matthews is just coming back off of the IL, so he's going to get his first start back here today. Antonio Senzatella has been horrible all season. Zebby Matthews has only gone 19 innings this season, but in those 19 innings, he's given up 20 hits, 2 home runs. He's already walked 8 batters. Obviously, his ERA is reflective of his performance here, and Antonio Senzatella has just been brutal. So give me the over at 11.5. I don't love it, but I feel like we see a lot of runs here today. Next one up, second last game of the night, Brewers and the Dodgers, also where we're going to find our max play of the day for those of you that have been waiting. Dodger Stadium, Los Angeles, California. The Brewers are starting Freddie Peralta. Peralta's 11-4 this season with a 2.66 ERA and a 1.06 WHIP. He's having, obviously, a spectacular year. Emmett Sheehan's going to get the start for the Dodgers. Limited sample size for Sheehan this season. He's only gone 13 innings. He is 1-0 with a 2.03 ERA and a 1.05 WHIP. The Dodgers 33-18 overall. Obviously lost yesterday's game. When we're looking at Emmett Sheehan, he's only seen the Padres, the Astros, and the Giants so far. He saw 1 earned run in each of those. I was going to say 2 in the one, but just 1 earned run in each, 2 runs in one of them. Gave up 2 hits, 5 hits, 3 hits, 10 hits total. I feel a lot better about Freddie Peralta than I feel about Emmett Sheehan. I don't really trust the Dodgers in their current state right now. They've been looking a little bit shaky. They've lost 3 of their last 5 overall. The Brewers have been one of the hottest teams in the MLB. They've crept all the way up to 57-40 overall. They've won each of their last 5. They beat the Dodgers last night. I think they're the better team. They've won 8 in a row here now, total overall. They're only 1 game back of the Chicago Cubs for the National League Central Division. The Los Angeles Dodgers, obviously one of the best teams in the league, second best record unless they slipped from yesterday when they lost that, but had the second best record, only a game back of the Tigers for best record in the MLB. But give me the Brewers here, first 5. Freddie Peralta has been spectacular all season. I know that over a sample size of 111 innings that I can trust Freddie Peralta. Emmett Sheehan, not so certain. I know that the Brewers have been hot. I know that Emmett Sheehan has been okay over his first 13 innings, but how is he going to look against a team that has won 8 games in a row and has been super gritty here? Freddie Peralta knows the stakes. They want to get some wins here. They want to claim the NL Central, even just momentarily if they can. The Dodgers, I know they're fighting for that top spot in the league, but it's a long season for the Dodgers. They sent pretty much not really their whole team, but they sent a lot of players to All-Star Week. Give me the Brewers here to continue their winning ways and pick up a 9th straight win. But also for the max play of the day, more importantly, what we're going to do here is take the Brewers on the first 5 innings, which is going to be plus 105 for the first 5 two-way on Bet365. So if it's tied after the first 5 innings, it voids. We get our money back. But the Brewers on the first 5 is going to be plus 105. We're going to target that for our max play of the day. Love Freddie Peralta in this spot here. Love what the Brewers have been doing. I trust him over the first 5 innings. We're going to go with that. Last one up is going to be the Astros and the Mariners, 9:40 p.m. Eastern Time, T-Mobile Park, Seattle, Washington. We got Lance McCullers getting the start for the Stros, right-handed pitcher, 2-4 with a 6.48 ERA and a 1.66 WHIP. Logan Evans gets the start for the Mariners. Logan Evans is 3-3 with a 3.75 ERA and a 1.35 WHIP. I don't really love either of these pitchers, nor is this going to be on MLB Best Bets or anything, but give me the Mariners as a slight lean on the money line here to wrap it up, but that's going to be minus 120. Super quick circle back to the max play of the day. You can scroll back like 30 seconds if you want. a detailed explanation, but we're going to be going with the Brewers' first 5 innings on the money line, two-way money line. So if it's tied after 5 innings, we get our money back. That's plus 105 right now on Bet365 is the best line. Freddie Peralta gets the start for the Brewers today to continue their 8-game winning streak, looking for a 9th straight in Dodger Stadium here. Give me the Brewers' first 5 innings plus 105. All right, y'all. Hoping for a good day of cash here on MLB. Obviously, like I said earlier, we got UFC tonight, too. We have a separate podcast that we posted on Tuesday for UFC. It's out on Spotify, YouTube, and X. So if you haven't checked that out and you're into UFC betting, obviously highly recommend that you do so. Muns and I have been super hot on our UFC picks. This week, we have 4 out of the 5 cards on the main, or 4 out of the 5 fights, on the main card called the exact same. Usually when we have fights that are the same, they end up cashing. We had 4 last week that were the same. I think 3 of them ended up coming through a week before, all 4 that were the same on cash, so on and so forth. So whenever you see that, it's usually pretty likely that we're going to come through there. We'll have some UFC parlays. Obviously, we have our UFC best bets sheet that's already posted on X, our UFC call the card picks that are posted on X. So for those of you that are into free content, make sure to follow us there. Give us a subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, etc. if you like what you are listening to. And otherwise, hope to bring y'all some cash here with the JuiceBox Lock, and I'll see y'all tomorrow bright and early for some more MLB action. Take care. Peace.